hope you're well. Thank you for your check-in. Hope you had a great start to your Friday morning as well, mate. So week 2, appetite again is perfect. Not feeling hungry, digestion is fine, so partition nutrients absolutely brilliantly. Cardio you boxed off, step count has been good until Monday, but you've been working on the house after you finish. Add workouts, cardio on top of that, steps and just suffered a little bit this week. Good morning and welcome back. So it'd be rude not to do a day in the life in Dubai whilst we're here. So we've got an exciting day lined up today. I always bang on about being a creature of your environment, surrounding yourself with the right people. And obviously as I look to make the transition to Dubai full time in September, essentially I'm going to maximise the opportunity that I've got here for the next 4 weeks. And today we've got a really exciting day lined up. We're going to absolutely rinse the gyms here. So we're training out of Olympia, which again is one of the best gyms in the world. Me and Kyle are going to hit push, so we're going to run through generally execution, give you a couple of tips as well, because a lot of people do ask me how have I built the chest that I've got today, and it's essentially just immaculate execution matched with progressive overload and solid intensity, and you will see that today. But not only that, we've got 2 other online coaches joining us today. They're going to hit pull, but I'm going to introduce them both, and I think that's what Dubai offers. There's people out here who are doing really well, but they also want to see you thrive and you do well. So we've got Jack, known as JJ Transformations, and then we've got Trained by JB. So we'll introduce them both, give you an introduction to those and their journeys. But yeah, stay tuned, it's going to be a really exciting day. I'm not sure if you can hear, but there's like some kind of windstorm. I picked my dad up from the airport late last night, and it was just literally sand blowing across the road. It felt like it was going to tip the G-Wagon over, but hopefully the weather picks up because Alex is off home tomorrow, and we work some long hours, so me and Kyle are going to hit a pool party, and then it's game on from Sunday, full work mode, find my Dubai routine, but yeah, stay tuned. 11:15, me and Alex have been grafting hours, but meal 1's easy, I don't mind making it myself, so I make myself some berries and a bit of chocolate, but it's meal 2 time, so I need to get the chef up. So Kyle! Come on mate, you're going to be late. Shift started. You know. Shift started. Come on. Oh, you look at him. Nah, I'm not that much of a dickhead, but shift is started. Come on. If you've had shit training sessions all week, there's going to be a lack of metabolic stress. You're going to feel flat. You're going to feel fatigued. Of course, what we're going to plan is just to rest until we've got those. I don't want you generally putting too much pressure on the central nervous system through absolutely high intense sessions. There's going to be no value in that, and essentially just keep expenditure to where we can. So Alex has kindly ordered me a berry smoothie because I was slightly under on my berries. So it's alright, steady. But I'm also having 3 rice cakes before the gym as well, just because I've got no cyclic here. I usually have some carb powder as you've seen, but you have 3 rice cakes, a couple more berries, probably another 1.5 litres of water, and I'm just going to give you an insight in terms of training day food while I'm out here. I've not quite got it sussed yet, I'll be as transparent as I can. I've ordered some electric scales from Amazon, which will land next week, and then it's just finding out obviously the best places for your meats. I think I'm going to go to Dubai Raw Foods, so from like Monday it's game on then. So I obviously appreciate it's challenging that the gyms are closed in Hong Kong, but we can only work and control the variables that we can control. So that's what we're working with at the minute. We've got a perfect structure in place, we are keeping everything close knit in terms of nutrition and training. So just keep your head up, Tom, you look fabulous, your condition's great, everything is coming in nicely, we're a pound down, and what we're going to do is just drive you down that little bit more and then reverse you out to a maintenance and maintain that till we've got some clarity on when the gym's reopen. But keep your head up, that's all from me this week, buddy. No changes, and let's go again. So obviously just coaching Tom there from Hong Kong, and I've had a lot of questions, and obviously there's a lot of new people to the YouTube channel lately about coaching and do I coach overseas clients, and the answer to that is yes. I've got probably I've got clients in, I think it covers 15 countries. So I'm in Dubai at the minute. The timescales are relentless in terms of trying to keep up with every client, but we make it work. And you've seen that from these videos, working at like 1 a.m. in the morning. I work around the clock for my clients. I also make sure I prioritise rest and recovery in terms of sleep. But yeah, I coach around the world as long as the timescales allow me. So Australia, Hong Kong, obviously we've got New Zealand, we've got plenty in the US, we've got UK and many more. So for people looking at my content thinking, could he coach me? The answer is yes. 25, oh 25 gram, I get it. 25, 50, 75, 100. That's perfect. Get it day afternoon.
Rest day.
What?
Rest day.
It's not getting paid. So just eating pre-workout meal, gone for rice and chicken. I had a green shake this morning which I didn't show you, so I've not got any greens in. And then we're going to head to the gym, so picking the boys up in 20 minutes, so you can see Kyle's ready. I haven't had a shower or anything like that, so we're probably we're running late, but yeah, the next time you'll see us will be in Olympia gym. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow.
Be nice to have a few pounds out, yeah.
So we just landed at Vanus now. Hopefully you can hear this because the tunes are so loud, but we're going to hit a push session. And I get a lot of comments on Instagram, YouTube about how I built my chest. And the truth is, obviously, a lot of my chest is genetics. But of course, there's been years of work that's gone into it in terms of making sure arm alignment is correct, making sure I'm going to the fully lengthened and the shortened range. And I'm just going to run through a lot of common mistakes that people make. So I work with a vast amount of clients which I take form clips of, and there's a lot of common themes, and I'm going to talk a lot about the arm path with certain movements today, particularly when pressing, even with shoulders as well. So yeah, stay tuned because there's a lot of valuable content coming. If you want to build a good chest, this is going to help you significantly. So a little change of plan, as you can see. We're at Vanus. We plan to go to Olympia, but it's closed. I did touch on earlier, there's 2 coaches, but fortunately trained by JP couldn't make it, so we've got Jack with us today. We're going to introduce him and just talk about kind of his growth, how he scaled as an online coach, because I know there's a lot of up and coming coaches watching this, and it's just going to be valuable from the growth perspective to any coach looking to kind of scale their online coaching business. So to essentially build a physique, you've got to train hard. It's a skill. A lot of people miss that skill. They think they can come to the gym, hit the given rep range, and when a coach gives somebody a training program, just because the rep range is 8 to 12, doesn't mean when you hit 12, the upper end of that rep range, that you stop. You need to find a load and a weight that's going to challenge you so that you're failing. And I'm going to show you in this video essentially what it looks like to take your training to absolute failure. So we started off with a side lateral, just because that's where I want to improve. Everybody will structure their push sessions differently, and then we're into an incline to hit the upper part of the chest. Now watch Kyle's arm path as he does his feeler set. A lot of people's arm path will be wrong. Look at the tilt to 90 degrees. So rather than your arms being like that, tilt them into 90 degrees. That's going to put the tension fully on the upper part of the chest, rather than your delts and your shoulders getting it.
One more.
Strength. It's a really good machine because when a lot of people shoulder press, essentially what they'll do is hook their arms back like that, which puts a lot of unnecessary tension on the joints, whereas this machine kindly tilts them forward in that position, which essentially puts the alignment of the shoulder perfect. You're literally pressing up, and look at the arm puff again. So yeah, sick machine. Teaching point when carrying out this movement, so cable fly. Essentially what a lot of people do is they'll drive their arms and the biceps across like this. So it's not allowing you to get your chest short. So what you actually want to do is using both handles. Rather than giving this movement, you want to cue your elbows, and what I mean by that is drive your elbows together. Look at the range of motion difference. So that's really allowing you to get your chest short, getting a better contraction with a 1 second squeeze in the shortened range. And again, come on. Oh man. Oh. Never seen anyone who looks in a mirror after every set, ever. What's he set? Well, you found him now. Looks the same as he did before set. Set, and I'm going to talk about it. So look in the fully lengthened position. So what I mean by that is when Kyle's in this position here now. See the 1 count. A lot of people rush out of the hole. You've got to allow the pec to really lengthen, to stretch it out, and then essentially it's going to be harder to get out of that hole, which is going to challenge the muscle more in the lengthened position, and then a 1 count in the shortened position. It's just mind to muscle connection, time under tension, and using your tools a little bit more effectively. with triceps and movements like this in particular, essentially what you want to do is make sure your elbows are locked and in a fixed position. I see far too many people swaying with their elbows all over the gaff. Just lock your elbows back, keep in a fixed position. And again, a nice 1 second squeeze in the fully shortened position. So I've just boxed push off at Benoose. Jack did pull, he's currently prepping. So we're both under the same coach, AJ, but he's looking at entering and competing at a natural federation this year. But that's not the reason I brought him on. The reason I brought him on is because we kind of met. What was it like?
Instagram, wasn't it?
Yeah, met through social media. I saw what he was doing in terms of transformations, results, business, and he highly motivated me, to be honest. We reached out. We met in Dubai in October as well, and then we'll kind of continue to communicate back and forth. And in my previous video with Cam Mackey, I've talked about obviously having a strong circle and people who motivate you and support you and want you to do well, and Jack's just one of those people for me, and it's replicated both ways. So I just wanted to bring him on to essentially talk through how he scaled his business, because you're a young guy, mate. You're
22.
So he's 22, he's doing extremely well, and I know I've got a lot of clients and a lot of people who watch my content who essentially would love to be in his position. So yeah, I'm just going to hand over to you and essentially ask a little bit of advice and allow you to give some advice to people looking on how to scale a coaching business briefly.
Yeah, I think, well, it always starts with a passion in terms of helping people. So don't just jump in thinking, oh, I want to make loads of money, or I want to do this for the wrong reason. You've actually got to go into it for the right reason, and that is being, passionate about helping people. As long as you really go in, invest in yourself in terms of education, and you really put the forefront of everything you do around your training and developing your business and developing your coaching ability, there's nothing that's going to stop you from continuing to grow. But I think you've got to get the foundations in place first, and that does obviously mean with education and getting that foundation structure before you can start thinking about, I want to grow this essentially big business that you want to do.
Yeah, I think social media can be quite a dark place in terms of watching coaches do well these days, and a lot of people want a piece of that, and it's not as simple as that. Like, it's years, 7-8 years of graft and education and studying for myself to be in the position that I am. And don't get me wrong, I nearly threw the towel in numerous times, but you just got to keep putting in the hours, be relentless in the pursuit of success, and that's what Jack does, that's what I do every single day. So just a little bit of a message to nail the basics, get your education in the right standard. You've got a mentor, I've got a mentor, so no matter how high you get, keep pushing for more, and that's what we both do every day, and that's why we're essentially in the positions that we are. So don't just think by getting a mentor you're going to become top of the game. Keep studying, keep banging results out, and most importantly, keep providing a fucking good service.
I think that's probably the most important thing as well, is anyone that you bring on, it's you representing your brand. So it's what people are going to think of you. So if you're providing the highest level of service possible, then that's going to ultimately result in you getting more referrals. People are going to talk well about you, and ultimately you're going to get more satisfaction out of it, because if you can provide a better service to that client, you're going to have a better effect on potentially the rest of their life. If you're teaching them how to train, get the foundations of nutrition in place, that's skills that somebody's going to have essentially forever.
Yeah. And on that note, that's enough for the educational content. Sadly, Alex won't be joining us to the pool party tomorrow, but me and Jack are going to rightly send it after a week's graft. So yeah, stay tuned.
Look at them all, that's sick. Ah, that's sick.
So, just back at the apartment now. Post workouts, I got 100 gram of Frosties. I don't seem to be able to find Coke Pops out here. So 100 gram of Frosties, 30 gram of whey, and then we're just going to do a little bit more work, get some check-ins done, catch up with clients, and that's it for now. We're recovering well, and particularly as we get further into these weeks of dieting, your recovery can take a hit, so just keep me posted on fatigue and keep me posted how your performance in the gym is. Sleep is the key,
and particularly as we transition and start to build muscle, you want to be sleeping a minimum of 7 hours. But like you said, you're happy with the progress training diet completely off the gym, you reset, and then we'll be flying into the gym. But yeah, it's very, very good, and it is a significant shift. You've got more muscle, you've got better condition. I mean, look at the fucking quads, mate. Where have they come from? Absolutely incredible work, and that's what you get when I write the script and you follow it. The results will follow.
Right, Sean. Shut up, get a bit more.
No, there's no chance. A little diet tip. I tell all my clients back home to use this because it's really good. However, I'm not sure what they put in the Dubai one, but it's literally like the English sriracha on juice. It's wild, isn't it?
Wow.
Wild. So look,
sweet straight off.
only a tiny bit. But meal 4, same as before. Literally 200 gram of chicken and whatever rice. No, we've weighed the rice out, but obviously I've left it up to the chef, so he's probably putting double carbs in. He's probably putting double carbs in to get me out of shape. But
I'll sit with my Nando's.
He's got his Nando's. Taste. Should we taste test?
What?
Do
you like some? Any good?
It's true what they say. Practice makes perfect. So you've got another week of this, haven't you? Well done.
I haven't.
It is really nice. Thank you. So that's a push session and a day in the life boxed off in Dubai, and that's a final video of the trip. So I hope you've all took something from this, whether that's inspiration, motivation, or you've just generally enjoyed the content. But that's it from us for the Dubai trip. There's more to come. Obviously Alex is heading home. I'm staying in Dubai for a couple more weeks, so stay tuned for that content. We've got something huge coming in March, so I'm not going to tell you what that is yet, so stay tuned. But for this evening, it's 7 PM now, so we're just going to head out, get some food. The camera's going away, and that's a trip boxed off. So from the bottom of my heart, a huge thank you all for tuning in. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And whatever you want to see, wherever you want to see it, let me know, because we can produce that kind of content now, and I promise you we'll continue to deliver.